Do you ever feel like your cat just switches on you? One moment they're sitting next to you, calm, maybe even enjoying your company, and then suddenly they run. Not a slow walk away, not a gentle, "I'm done." They bolt straight under the bed, behind the couch, into some hidden corner, like they're trying to disappear. And you're left there thinking, what just happened? Most people brush it off. They say, cats are just like that. Moody, random, unpredictable. But that's not true. Cats don't run for no reason. When a cat leaves like that, fast and sudden, it's not random behavior. It's a reaction, a response to something that didn't feel right to them. The hard part is, the thing that felt wrong might seem completely normal to you. And if you don't understand what caused it, it keeps happening, over and over again, until your cat starts choosing distance more than closeness. So let's break this down, because once you see what your cat is reacting to, everything starts to make sense. Let's start with the moment that confuses people the most. You're petting your cat. Everything seems perfect. They're sitting with you, maybe even purring. Their body looks relaxed, so you keep going. A few more seconds, a few more strokes. And then it happens. They pull away, or they flick their tail, or they suddenly jump off and leave like something went wrong. It feels sudden, but it wasn't. You just crossed a line you didn't see. Cats have a limit when it comes to touch, not just emotionally, but physically. Their skin is very sensitive. What starts as a good feeling can slowly turn into something too intense, almost like when someone keeps tapping you over and over again. At first it's fine, then it gets annoying. Then you just want it to stop. Cats go through that same process. The difference is, they don't say it out loud. They show it in small ways. The tip of the tail starts moving. Their ears turn slightly to the side. The muscles along their back tighten just a little. These are quiet signals, easy to miss if you're not looking for them. But to your cat, those signals are clear communication. And when they don't work, when the petting keeps going anyway, the cat doesn't think they didn't notice. They think they're not listening. So they leave. Not because they don't like you, because staying started to feel uncomfortable. There's also something else that causes this more often than people expect. The belly. A cat rolls over and shows you their stomach, and it feels like an invitation. It looks like trust. It looks like, go ahead. So you reach in. And just like that, the moment is over. The cat pulls away, or leaves, or reacts in a way that feels confusing. But from their side, it makes sense. The belly is the most vulnerable part of their body. In the wild, exposing it is risky. It's not something they do casually. So, when a cat shows you their belly, it doesn't mean, touch me here. It means, I feel safe enough to not protect myself right now. That's very different. When you touch that area without them expecting it, it can feel like a boundary was crossed. And once that happens, the easiest thing for them to do is leave. Now think about something else. To your cat, you are big, really big. Your movements are louder, faster, heavier than anything they would normally deal with. So when you move quickly, or stand up suddenly, or make a loud sound, it doesn't feel small to them, it feels intense. Even something simple, like calling their name loudly from across the room, can feel overwhelming. And over time, if those moments happen often, your cat starts to connect your presence with unpredictability. Not danger exactly, but not fully safe either. And when something doesn't feel fully safe, cats don't wait to find out what happens next. They leave first. Another situation that causes this more than people realize is being picked up. Some cats tolerate it. A few even enjoy it. But many don't. When you lift a cat off the ground, you're taking away their control, their ability to move, to leave, to decide what happens next. And for an animal that depends on quick reactions to feel safe, that loss of control matters. So even if they don't struggle in your arms, they remember the feeling. And later, when you walk toward them, they might leave before it happens again. Not out of dislike, out of anticipation. Sometimes, though, it's not about what you're doing, it's about the space around them. Cats don't just live in your home, they map it. They know where they feel safe, where they can rest, where they can escape if something goes wrong. And a big part of that map is scent. When your cat rubs against furniture, corners, or even you, they're leaving behind a scent marker. It's their way of saying, "This place is familiar. This is mine." So when things change, furniture gets moved, rooms get rearranged, strong cleaning products get used, that map gets disrupted. The room might look better to you, but to your cat, it feels unfamiliar. And when a space feels unfamiliar, the safest response is to retreat to a place that still feels known. Usually somewhere hidden, under the bed, behind furniture, inside a closet. Places where their scent is still strong and nothing feels out of place. There's also something most people never think about. Sound. Cats hear things you don't. High-pitched frequencies from electronics, subtle background noises that blend into silence for you. But for them, those sounds are constant. If one area of your home suddenly has a noise that bothers them, even if you can't hear it, they'll avoid it or leave it quickly. And it will look like they ran away for no reason. But there was a reason. You just couldn't detect it. Now, here's the part that matters the most. Sometimes, when a cat suddenly starts hiding more, running away more, avoiding contact, it's not about stress. It's about discomfort. Cats are very good at hiding pain. It's a survival instinct. In the wild, showing weakness makes you vulnerable. So they don't show it. Instead, they withdraw. They find quiet, hidden places. They move less. They avoid interaction. So if your cat's behavior changes suddenly, and the hiding becomes more frequent or more intense, it's worth paying attention to, because that might be the only sign you get. So how do you fix this? How do you go from being the person your cat runs away from to the one they choose to be near? It starts with something simple: letting them decide. Instead of reaching for your cat right away, pause for a second. Give them the chance to come closer first. Hold your hand out slightly and wait. If they move toward you, if they rub against your hand, that's your answer. That's them saying, "I'm okay with this." And that one small change makes a big difference. Because now the interaction is something they chose, not something that happened to them. Another thing that changes everything is how you use your eyes. Direct staring without blinking can feel intense to a cat. In their world, it can come across as a challenge. But when you soften your gaze and slowly blink, you're sending a different message. You're saying, "I'm calm, I'm not a threat." And many cats will respond to that. They'll blink back, or relax, or stay instead of leaving. It's a quiet exchange, but it matters. There's also a habit that feels small but builds trust over time. Just being near them without doing anything. No reaching, no calling them, no trying to create a moment. Just sitting in the same space. At first, they might stay far away, but over time, that distance shrinks. They move closer, then closer again, until one day they're sitting right next to you. Not because you asked, because they felt safe enough to choose it. If your cat tends to leave during petting, try shortening the interaction. End it before they feel the need to. A few seconds, then stop. Let them decide if they want more. That way, they don't associate your touch with something that goes too far. They associate it with something that always feels safe. And pay attention to where you touch them. The sides of the face, under the chin, around the ears. These areas are naturally comfortable for them. They're also places where cats exchange scent with each other. So when you touch those spots gently, it feels familiar, almost like communication in their own language. At the end of the day, your cat isn't trying to confuse you. They're reacting to their environment, their body, and your behavior in real time. Every time they run, there's a reason behind it. And once you start noticing those reasons, the pattern becomes clear. The sudden movements, the overstimulation, the loss of control, the changes in their space. It all adds up. But the good part is, small changes on your side can shift everything. When your cat starts staying a little longer, when they stop leaving as quickly, when they choose to sit near you instead of across the room, that's not random. That's trust building back up. And once that trust is there, it changes the whole relationship. Because now, instead of wondering why your cat runs away, you start noticing something else. They come back.